Morning. It's about 6:20. Everything is wet this morning. Car's wet, tent's wet. I stayed dry all night, but it did rain quite a bit. But it is truly a beautiful morning. So I'm gonna get up, get around, and slow start. Gonna make some coffee this morning. This is part 3, start of part 3 of my trip. So if you're just watching this for the first time, go back and watch part 1 and 2. It'll catch you up to here. Today I'm going to go from Beatty's cabin area to Jack's Creek. And so I couldn't camp in the Beatty's area, so what I did is I camped right outside of the area by the river, and it was pretty enjoyable. Alright, rule number 1 when you're making coffee, don't walk away from your boiling water because you'll make a mess, and that's what I did this morning. I forgot to pack cheesecloth, and that's what I usually use. So I'm using my bandana that I use in my cook stove, and I'm going to put this over the top. Put it right on the edge, and then I'll just wash this when I get home. Part of it, but this will keep the coffee grounds out of my coffee, and I'll let it perk for just a little while, and then it'll be ready to go. So I got a late start. Everything was so wet, and when I get home, I'll just make sure that I set everything out, dry it out, clean it up, and we'll be ready to go. So we are headed to Beatty's cabin. Give you a short run on that, and then head to Jack's Creek. So, see if anybody knows what these are. Here's what the leaves look like. I've been seeing them throughout my trip, but I wasn't really sure what they are, so. Check that out. There's another one right up here. What do you think? Those bear tracks? So a steep climb from the water, and now we're opening up into a meadow. So this is the start of the Beatty's cabin area that you can't camp in. Walking through this tall grass. My shirt's wet, my shorts are wet, my shoes are wet, but man, isn't it pretty? All right, Beatty's Trail 25, that's where I came from. Here's Pecos, Trail 24. I believe that if you take that, that'll lead you up to the Hamilton Mesa. And we're headed this way. Some guys that have horses are camped up here. I really didn't think you were supposed to be able to camp here, but they got their stuff here. Maybe there's a trail that leads down there. So we do have a climb coming out, going up, and I believe once we get to the top, that's where the Beatty's cabin is. I was right. At the top of the hill, there are the cabins. So they got a horse corral. I'm not sure what this building is. And then up at the top is another cabin, which is a lot bigger. And I'm not gonna go up there, but it's a pretty cool little place. I've watched other videos where people have peeked in, and it looks like sometimes people stay there, so. But again, that's Beatty's cabin, I believe. That says Beatty's Field Station. I noticed just now that there is a solar panel up there and an antenna. This may actually be a ranger station, and I just noticed there was another building up here. So let's go take a look at that. So right up there is a privy, and there's another cabin. I don't really know. I know we're at 1 mile from the bridge that we left. Let me know. Is that Beatty's cabin, or is that it down there? Let me know in the comments if you know.
Check this out. Tell me. So there's a lot of activity on this trail. Deer tracks, raccoon tracks, elk tracks, and bear tracks. And this is just from this morning because the rain has washed away most of the horse tracks that's on here. So this is looking north, so if you're headed towards Beatty's cabin going north, don't take the down, take the up to get there. You know, you get out here and you see those bear tracks, and one of the first things you think of is, man, I need to start yelling out, "Hey bear!" But bears don't know what their name. They don't know what they are. I mean, why can't I just yell out, "Hey Cha-Cha! Hey Cha-Cha!" My wife will appreciate that. That's 2 miles. Made it up into the aspens. There went my dry shoes. Just kidding, my shoes were already wet. Rinse them off this way. Well, right at the 4 mile mark, I kind of told you a fib.
Distance 1.0.
There was still more uphill, but leveling out just a little bit, praying for the downhill. Okay, so those were game rangers in training, and they're headed to Beatty's cabin. So they gave me a little intel, or a gentleman did. Beatty's cabin actually does not exist, and the original Beatty's cabin was down there by where those people were camped, which you're not supposed to camp down there, which he told me, and it's gone. But they ended up building the red cabin down below, and then at some point in time they moved that red cabin up on top of the hill, he said, log by log. The other one is a Forest Service cabin, and it was built after the fact. So in the 1930s, I believe, he said they either moved the red cabin or that's when the other cabin was built. So if you're trying to find Beatty's cabin, you're not gonna find it. It's not really there, but we got the downloads. Each day has had something new, and today it's the mud. So this is what I've been fighting today. And then those mules came through and just tore up everything, so I'm having to do a little dodging. I need to get going before I get rained on. Okay, that was 5 miles. About 2.5 to go.
Distance 1.0. Drink, eat.
All right, 6 miles. We got 1 more mile to go. All right, I think we're going that direction. We're back in the trees. And that storm is slowly catching up to me. I'm starting to feel sprinkles, so hopefully I can get to the car before I get rained on. So that climb out of Jack's Creek up, you got a rocky climb, but I want you to notice how dark it got. Just an eerie dark. Clouds are moving, getting ready to move over the top of me. Hopefully, this is my last climb, and then we'll be going down again. So, right at about 7. Look how beautiful it is.
Distance 1.0.
It makes a big difference when a trail is maintained, but you can tell this one is highly used. Love this trail, Beatty's Trail. Definitely a pretty trail. Up, going north would be a little harder. I'm enjoying this downhill, but well, overall, it's been a pretty good trail. So, I got a decision to make. Do I go left the way the horses came up, or do I go that way? That's what it says. It says hikers go that way, so I guess that's the direction I'm going. That was where I just came from. So right down there's Jack's Creek. And my timer's getting ready to go off for 8 miles. So I think I see a pattern here with OnX. I can get an average, so with that. But before I get down there, I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Make sure you guys go back and watch part 1 and part 2, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Hush, about time. We've been waiting so long. We were freaking out with the thunder and lightning.
I know, right?
We heard a scream. We thought it might be you.
Did you hear us calling your name?
I'm so glad to see you.
Are you
Hey.
so happy?
How do you feel?
Tired as fuck.
You look skinny.
Like you.